Hello everyone, welcome to the show and minor league recaps week 7, and these leagues are two-tiered systems where the bottom two drop and the top two come up, and this is how we stay connected, and it's an amazing league. Thank you everyone for being a part of it. Let's start with the show. There's so much to go on right now. We need to get to it because there has been upset central in the show. In fact, the biggest upset of the week is Funk Jam, who was undefeated, loses to Sheepdog 71-69 in a barn burner. What a game. What a craziness. In fact, Sheepdog ends up coming 4th place because of this win. The guys who failed Funk Jam, and he should not have lost this, was Delaney Walker did not play, so he got 0. David Montgomery got -10, and David Johnson, who's had a very good season, got injured and got 0.2. In fact, so this is the big upset of the week, and there is nothing Funk Jam could do. In fact, we all know that he had a better team, but that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he lost. And so the other upset of the week is Pete Carroll's Gum is no longer winless. Came up with a monster win against Fell Off the Wagner. 98-85, again coming down to injuries. Patrick Mahomes for Wagner goes down with an injury, and that's it. Gives the Browns, which he's changed his name to 0-16 Browns instead of Pete Carroll's Gum, must have swallowed his gum and got some Brown, Cleveland Brown mentality that we're going to just keep losing. Don't give up, Jake. You just won a game. You won a game. Now, granted, you shouldn't have won that game, but you won the game, and way to go, buddy. Way to go. Now, bad news on Sunday as well is in that big trade that he had and got Michael Thomas and Kerryon Johnson. Kerryon Johnson gets injured, goes down with a season-ending injury, so that's very problematic for him. Gurley Gates loses to Vic's Doggy Daycare, and 98-85 as well. Uncle Rico smashes his son Piggy the Beast 149-81. Oh my goodness, that is the blowout of the week. 68.12 point blowout. Wow. And then I got a big win against the Saints, which was 7 versus 8, and now we flip-flop. Now I'm 7th and he's 8th. And the reason why that happened was because he did not start Tom Brady. Start Tom Brady, bro. He did not start Tom Brady. He started Matt Ryan, which, granted, he's had a great year. The New England defense for him was on fire with another 25 fantasy points, which is ridiculous as they smashed the Jets. So here we are. It's just insane what's going on in this league. Now let's just talk about a small trade that happened. In fact, happened just a few minutes ago. I made a deal with Sheepdog. I sent him Frank Gore, and he sent me Terry McLaurin. McLaurin is having a good year as a new player, but he needed a running back to fill a flex spot, and I needed a wide receiver to fill a bye week spot, so it was a very simple, easy trade there. So going into standings, Vic's Doggy Daycare now leapfrogs Funk Jam, both 6-1, but Vic's Doggy Daycare has more fantasy points, so he is first place. Uncle Rico is coming in at the 3rd spot, 5-2. Sheepdog is now solely in 4th at 4-3, and then there's a 3-way tie, Gurley Gates, Wagner, and myself for the 5, 6, 7 spot at 3-4. Saints and Piggy the Beast are now 2-5, and the 0-16 Browns, we should change your name, are now 1-6. You've got to win. and you're on a roll. Now, I just want to quickly clarify a couple things. One couple things that happened this week is Piggy the Beast had 100 FOB still remaining, and he spent $50 on Edmonds because David Johnson went down with an injury, and then he also picked up Ty Johnson for $45, so he's down to $5. This was the week to spend his FOB, and he did it. So he's trying to stay alive in these playoffs, and I think that this race for the final playoff spot is going to be tight. But yeah, it's always good to get a win. Coming up this week, week 8, I'm playing Uncle Rico, which is, oh my goodness, he's got such a good team. So Saints plays Girly Gates, 8 versus 5. Not the big game of the week is Vic's Doggy Daycare, number 1, playing against Funk Jam, number 2. Falfa Wagner and Sheepdog are playing for 4 and 6. But the big, huge game after the first and second game is Piggy the Beast is playing 0-16 Browns for 9th and 10th. So that is going to determine a lot in this league. It's going to be very, very interesting what happens here. So let's transition to minor league, where it has been just insane, the battles that are raging on. Hogs destroys me 90-80. Funk beats the Beached Whales to keep Beached Whales down in 9th, 92-78. Then Disc Golf, Ed, my goodness, Ed, what a turnaround this week. 103 points, beats minor leaguer. Now let's look at that real quick. Ed, your team finally, well, Fuller did nothing. He got hurt, got 0, but everyone else played well. Jacksonville Jaguars without Jalen Ramsey gets 17 fantasy points. How is that even possible? Anyways, Ingram was awful for you, but you had a Jimmy Graham sighting with 12 points. Barkley had 14. Henry had 16. Hilton had 13. Russell Wilson only with 14 points, and you end up winning. Wow, what an overall great performance. Meanwhile, minor leaguer had David Johnson, so we know what happened there. Alshon Jeffrey was awful. Galladay was terrible as well for Mike. So we see what happened there. Okay, so and then Purple People Eaters barely lost to Knuckle Draggers, who's now 7-0. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, come on, Ruben. Help a brother out with some predictions here, bro. Okay, 81-75. Are you kidding? Like, this is how you're winning. This is great. So you're 7-0. I mean, have you clinched yet? No, they haven't clinched. Tatanka wins a very close battle, 115-102, and I say that because you both were over 100 points. And John Spikes is still 1-6. He's having the worst year. Like, I'll tell you why, because he just keeps losing close games. Listen, he started Kirk Cousins, who had 29 fantasy points. By the way, that's the reason why I won against Saints, because I picked up Kirk Cousins and risked the biscuit and had Detroit. Like, I didn't think he was going to score that many points, but he went on fire for 4 touchdown passes, 338 passing yards, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, John's Vikes team, he's had Mixon, who's been awful. Finally, Hunter Henry's come back. He even started Latavius Murray, who had 27 points, and he still lost. I mean, John, there's nothing better you could have done. I think you're an incredible manager, and you just have had what I would consider bad luck. Keep your head up, man. All you need to do is get that 8th position, and you're going to be dangerous going into the playoffs, so you got to make it somehow, some way. Now, let's go back to the league. And we are at 7-0. Knuckle Draggers has a 2-game lead on the Hogs and Funk. And then fourth and 5th place is Mike and Ed, 4 and 3. Purple People Eaters and Tatanka are at 3 and 4. I'm sole place of 8th, and I'm 2 and 5. And then Beach Wells and John's Vikes are 1 and 6. So that's surprising because, even Scott, your team should be better, Scott. But if we're looking here, you're playing this week, Beach Whales versus Hogs, 2nd versus 9th. Oh, my goodness. Is this going to be a bloodbath? Oh, okay, Oh no, Scott, Lamar Jackson is injured or is on bye week, bro. Your defense on bye week, yeah, I mean, you can change that, no problem. But you've got Mack, Carson, Kupp, Sanders, who just went to 49ers. I mean, that might be good. Woods. But he's got McCaffrey. Oh my. He's got Evans and Jacobs. He's starting Bridgewater. Oh, I don't know, bro. Depending on who do you got to start on your bench for quarterback? Eesh. Hey, Scott, just want to let you know, I have 3 quarterbacks I'm willing to trade. I'm really excited about that. Speaking of trades, I made 2 trades this week in minor league. What is with me making all the trades? Do you guys can't agree with people? This is insane. So here's the trades that happened. I sent to Scott Robert Woods and Marlon Mack, because he needed running back, for David Montgomery, who was awful for me, and DeAndre Hopkins, who had a decent week of 16 points. So that's a decent trade. I don't know actually who wins that, because I think the wide receiver is solid in Woods, and Mack is one of the better running backs this year. Hopkins is definitely a number 1 wide receiver, but Montgomery's not looking to be what everyone thought he was going to be. It seems like Jacobs is the only rookie running back that you want. Then I also traded Brissett from Indianapolis, the quarterback, and Sutton for Jameis Winston and Devontae Adams. So Purple People Eaters and I made another deal. I was trying to get Devontae Adams, and I didn't care what quarterback I was getting from him, Wentz or Winston. I'm happy to give him Brissett, who's been on fire. He's very happy. And Sutton has been on fire this year. Now he's the only real legitimate option in Denver. So I think Purple People Eaters wins that deal. But I think I might, if I can make the playoffs, getting Adams is a great option. So anyways, big matchups this week is myself. I'm playing, Tatanka. Sean, you and I are going head to head. You're 7th, I'm 8th. That's a big game. Funk versus Ed's Disc Golf. You're 3rd versus 5th there. Mikey, you're playing number 6, Ruben. And then, of course, Knuckle Dragger 7-0. 7-0 plays number 10. And they're saying that Knuckle Draggers are going to get another win this week. But we'll see. We'll see. So I hope you guys are having a good week. This has been just an insane week. And what I love is, like, people didn't start Aaron Rodgers this last week. Most of us didn't. And so that didn't hurt. Like, Vic's Doggy Daycare did not start Aaron Rodgers. Which, granted, I mean, Kyler Murray's been having a better... Who's got him on this? It doesn't matter. Does it? Doesn't matter. Does it matter? Yeah, it does matter. Let's just look real quick. Aaron Rodgers is in... Oh, Funk. So, Funk, you would have started him this last week. That's another reason why you would have won, right? So, let's just look at week 7. And you did not start him. You started Dak Prescott. That's hilarious. What? I guess Dak Prescott versus Philadelphia. I mean, he had a good week, but Aaron Rodgers, 43 points sitting on your bench. Guys, I don't know what's going to happen this week, but this has been a really fun year. This has been an insane year. Things are happening. Injuries are happening now that we didn't anticipate. Stud players are getting hurt. So hopefully, not only can you survive the injuries, may you survive the bye weeks, and may the trading continue. May it not just be me, but if it is, makes me happy because I love to trade. Have a great night, guys.